afternoon, and good evening. It's your girl ChucTayyy, and I am here with your RETV Sports Break. You can catch me here most Thursdays talking junk and spitting facts. Guys, I was on vacation last week, and I just took full advantage of said vacation. So real quick, to just back up to almost 2 weeks ago now, the NBA All-Star Day happened. It was okay. I didn't have very many expectations going into it, considering we were stuffing a bunch of things into one day. I will say I weeped like a baby just watching all the HBCU love. If you didn't catch my episode 2 weeks ago now, I am an HBCU graduate. It is very important for me and to me that HBCUs get the recognition that they deserve. So I just thought it was beautifully done. Them having HBCU student correspondence, just helping out these kids with their tuition. I'm still paying for college, so I just thought the whole thing was beautifully done. I did really enjoy the 3-point contest. I didn't really have high hopes for that because usually you don't get such high ranked players in some of these things sometimes. So I thought that was the best thing probably for me. The game was okay, as much as I can expect that to be okay, considering it doesn't really count for anything as far as records. But I enjoyed it. It was theatrical enough for the fact that we put it all in one day. The dunk contest was okay. I didn't nothing to write home about, I suppose. But just wanted to again mention how important and amazing that it was that the NBA really took time to highlight HBCUs and give to those to college funds to help out these students. So kudos to you guys. Moving on. Just this story just so high school correspondent or play-by-play color commentary, whatever his job was, in Norman, Oklahoma, Matt Rowan, I'm still kind of reeling off of this story. It's just so crazy to me because I know that in the last couple weeks we talked about racism before in sports, and this the things that just come out of people's mouths sometimes. So anyway, so Matt Rowan, an announcer for a network down in Norman, Oklahoma, was a little upset that one of the teams that he was calling the game for decided to kneel during the national anthem. Of course, this has been a hot topic of discussion, especially within sports, for a couple of years now. I just feel like we've been talking about this for so long. And he decided not only was he going to say derogatory things or explicative things because it happened in the first place, but then he was also going to use a racial slur. All this in a time where he thought the microphone was off because the national anthem was happening. And usually, if you're not familiar, when you're a commentator, play-by-play color, what have you, when those types of things happen and it's a live broadcast but not a television broadcast, then you usually that's when you play commercials, or there may be a little bit of dead air, just kind of it's the national anthem, we're going to just kind of sit back for a sec, talk to the sponsors kind of situation. But the mics were not off. And, just derogatory language, just racism all in the air. And, of course, because he needed a scapegoat, the diabetes made him do it. It's not funny, but it's funny. Because, the sugars made you do it. What? He said his sugar was spiking. It, of course, does not excuse what he said. And he's a family man and he's a Christian and all of the things that racists say when they say racist things. So I will say I'm a little bit pleased that what is happening. Sponsors are pulling out of that organization, and we do not support that. There has been a lot of discussion about how this is not supported, which we usually just get discussion, but there seems to be some action. So I'm pleased enough with that. But it just reminds me of nappy-headed hoes. Why do y'all say these things? I just don't understand. And even if you thought the mic was off, the fact that you thought that was okay to say in mixed company, because there were other people there. I guess I shouldn't say mixed company. I don't know. if all the people there were white or what have you, but you said it amongst a group of people. There were other people there, and you felt confident enough to say that. Whether you thought the mic was on or off is irrelevant, and that's a different problem that I have, because while you're not always aware if someone shares the same views and values as you, the lack of filter for me tells me that you thought it was okay to at least say it to the person sitting next to you. And I need us to be looking at that as well, because if you were comfortable enough to say it to that person, what is that person saying to somebody else behind closed doors? Do they just have enough common sense and wherewithal to know, let me double check this mic before I open my mouth? So it's a bigger subject. It's a bigger monster that we have to kind of wrangle. But, you know, some things are happening, and sad to say, we just have to be okay with that for now. Keeping in line with basketball, it's all basketball, and March Madness is getting ready to start. Kind of snuck up on me, guys, even though I know it's March, but I don't know why I thought we were going to try to like move this to May or something. But March Madness is officially starting this week. The 4 play-in games will happen on Thursday, and then the first round will officially start on Friday. There's a little bit of trouble already going on with this, as Oklahoma is already missing one of their star players, Davion Harmon, as he has tested positive for COVID. So he is going to be out at least 2 rounds, assuming they make it that far. And there is no report as of now that says that he was in contact with anyone else where they are experiencing symptoms or they have tested positive. So again, remains to be seen. I wouldn't be surprised if more cases are reported, though I hope that all teams, players, coaches, and staff remain as safe as humanly possible. I'm sure this cannot be the first and only case that we're going to see over the next couple of weeks. And then, of course, with March Madness comes brackets, and with brackets comes bracket busters and upsets. So I'm just going to say for the first round, at least right now, I am going to take Virginia Tech over Florida, and I'm also going to take Georgetown over Colorado. So something about Patrick Ewing being the coach, I just have to go with Georgetown. And then I just want to pull out my Reebok questions, and, you know, we'll just call it a day. So this is probably what we're going to talk about for the next couple weeks, folks. So buckle up, pull out your brackets, and we'll see what happens. That is all for me this week. I will see you next week. Yeah, next week. At least that's the plan. And we'll just continue talking junk and spitting facts. Can't even get my own thing out. See you next time.